When a retired special ops soldier gets pushed around by cops until he can't take it anymore, what happens next? Terry was trying to save his younger brother, who was locked up in jail. But on the way, two police officers stopped him and straight up took the money he needed to bail his brother out, his brother's lifeline. Terry swallowed his anger and didn't fight back because getting his brother out was the only thing that mattered. When he got to the courthouse, nobody cared. The staff coldly told him, no money, no deal. Even when Terry showed proof that the cops had seized his bail money, it didn't change anything. With no other options, Terry called a restaurant owner he'd worked with before and explained what happened. The owner agreed to help, but said it would take a few days to get the cash together. That night, Terry had nothing. No money, nowhere to go, so he camped by the river. For a retired operator, roughing it like that wasn't new. What he couldn't understand was how he'd risked his life for his country and ended up like this. After figuring out where the police station was, Terry decided he wasn't just going to let it go. The next day, he walked into the station to file a report. The same cop who stole his money looked shocked to see him.
You can write a false police report. Signature on that.
But instead of taking him seriously, the cop threatened him for filing a false report. Then the police chief stepped in and told Terry that someone like him, suspected of being involved, should be punished by the law, and that letting him stand there and talk was already being generous. He warned Terry that if he came back and harassed his officers again, he'd be hit with serious charges. And then the chief got even nastier. He ripped off Terry's recording device. That's when Terry realized the truth. The chief and the cops were all in on it. That whole department was rotten to the core. Left with no choice, Terry tried to compromise. He said he only needed $10,000 back to bail his brother out. You can keep the rest. The chief acted like he was doing Terry a favor and told him, come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. and you'll see your brother. But Terry didn't know it was a setup. The next morning, Terry showed up and the chief didn't keep his word. Instead, he'd already transferred Terry's brother to a state prison.
We pulled up our schedule.
You said I could see him.
At 9 a.m. We're 3 minutes late.
Terry was furious, but he didn't have time to waste because that prison had someone his brother had real beef with. If they crossed paths, his brother wouldn't survive. Terry managed to catch up to the transport van and see his brother, warning him to keep his head down and promising he'd get him out as fast as possible. What they didn't know was that would be the last time they ever spoke. When Terry got back, he called the restaurant owner again to lock in the money like they'd agreed. But then he got hit with another punch. The chief had already sent people to shut the restaurant down and freeze the owner's accounts. Now the owner couldn't even pay his employees. That's when Terry finally understood the chief's game. Letting him see his brother was never about kindness. It was to buy time and dig into Terry's background. One dirty move after another, the chief kept pushing Terry closer to the edge. But Terry isn't the kind of guy you can corner and expect to break because
I think he's on the Wikipedia page. It's 6 Marine.